Define those travels as you can, as the song always says. What's up, everybody? Welcome, Goglings, Gogorifics, Gog Peoples, Gogs of the World Unites. Welcome all to Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elleron. This is the show that we do here on Tuesdays on GOG.com's Twitch channel, focusing on story and narrative in games. And it is episode 355 of Pen and Pixels as we continue to play Roadwarden. I apologize profusely for being quite late in getting started today, but I have a good reason, and it is that we had an epic finale of Adventures in Middle-earth over on my other channel. The players had to slay a dragon, so there was a little bit going on, and I wrapped up as fast as I could, but I couldn't quite do it. So I let the powers that be at GOG know that it was going to be a little late getting started today. I apologize, but we will make up for it with a great session today of some Roadwarden. Also, I should say, because I won't have a chance to do this before this happens, for those of you who celebrate, Merry Christmas. Of course, Happy Hanukkah, which is going on right now. Happy Kwanzaa, everything Festivus, whatever it is that you celebrate. Thank you, and welcome, and happy whatever the appropriate holiday is for all of you. I hope everyone, and if it's not a holiday for it all, then just I hope you have an okay day. I am looking forward to our session tonight of Roadwarden as we continue here. So with all of that said, let me just remind everyone quickly about ways to support us on the channel. If you haven't done so, please follow us here on GOG.com's Twitch channel. That is always appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to us here on GOG.com, because we have all of these amazing custom sub badges and emotes and things like that to use everywhere across Twitch, etc. And if you have not already done so, please consider clicking through and checking out our individual channels, because we have our individual subsystems and Patreons and all that kind of good stuff as well, which can be a part of this too. So with that said, I'm going to turn on this. Hello, everyone. Oh, my camera's a little bright because I turned on some light in here. There we go. That's more like it. We're looking for, we're looking for something which has got more of a reasonable in place. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. What's up, everybody? Good to see you all. I hope everyone is well. Again, apologies that we're getting started a little bit late. But we had a big epic conclusion to Adventures in Middle-earth. And so, so that's the deal with that. And today we've got some Roadwarden. Now, quick note on scheduling, which is that next week, the final week of 2022, as far as Pen and Pixels is concerned, we will be doing D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh. I've got 2 more D&D sessions this month. One of them is happening on Friday. That's going to be Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks on my own channel. And then next week back here for D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which will again feature the amazing Fleos as part of the crew this time around. And while we're on the subject of Fleos is going to be on later tonight as well. He's going to be on a couple of hours after I get done playing some Soldier of Fortune Platinum Edition. So if you're interested, you should stop by for something like that. But otherwise, that's what we're looking for. It's going to be awesome. And I'm excited. That's going to be good stuff. So, but today we have got Roadwarden going on. I have activated the bot, excuse me, and I think I've activated the bot, and I think I've got everything ready to go with the bot. Let me just turn it on and make sure that it's actually working. Okay, we have started it. Yes, that's all appropriate. And now we are going to fire up the polls. Aha, there we are. Yes, exactly as it should be. Lovely. I am excited that we have the polls working. Good. That's good. So we've got those working, and I will now be able to actually, let me put Twitch chat on there. There we are. We are now working, and if I head over, we can see our stuff there, and there we are. And we've got our polls all set for when we need those. So that's good. Let me make sure I go there. Should be able to get rid of that. Good. Okay, lovely. Okay, we're good. And yes, theme. The music is coming up now. Oh, right. You don't mean that theme. Although while we're on the subject, remind me to turn on the music in just a minute. But yes, that's right. I forgot. We have the incredible theme done by the amazing Effect Life. And that is, get ready for it. We've got this, but we came up with a new one last time. Ha ha ha, yeah. It is dark mode. Dark mode, but GOG.com appropriate. So we got dark mode, GOG.com appropriate. So thank you, Effect Life. GOG-tastic. Good stuff. Okay. So we've got that. That is now working. Again, thank you to Effect Life, who is the creator and the manager of these things. Thank you, thank you. And now let's fire up the music theme. There we go. Dramatic. Very appropriate. Death by banishment, setting an evildoer into the wilderness with only a flint dagger. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now when we last left our heroes, this is one where chat plays all this together. We had done a bunch of stuff in Howler's Dell. We went to the west. There was a rock slide, mountain pass leading to the sea, blocked by an earthquake. There is a beholder, large tree, and a stone altar down here. And we've got this unusual structure guarding the path to the heart of the forest. We're currently there. There is a western crossroads that we could go back to that could take us north and west. We came from Howler's Dell, so there's no reason to go back there, but basically north and west. Timing-wise, it is about 9 hours and 15 minutes before dusk, so we have a little bit of time there. On the journal side of things, we have some quests that we've done. First of all, okay, we brought back the medicament. We made our award. That was a completed quest. We're trying to explore the peninsula. We have to leave the peninsula on the 40th day of our journey, and right now it is, as we speak, the third day of our journey, so that's what we've got right now. We're trying to help others. That's what we're doing part of as well. We've helped the scavenger get to a safe spot, and we delivered the medicament to Akakios, so that's good. We have to find the Roadwarden, the one before us, Asterion, who supposedly bought a sickle sword from Akakios and who is right now somewhere in the northern villages, so we've been trying to head north for that. The eastern path, the people from Creeks, a hunting village in the north, have some issues with maintaining their roads, so we've got that. The druid from the cave asked us to travel to Gale Rocks, that's also to the north, and look for a fisher named Photios, collect his dead, a male empress carp, and bring it in one piece back to the cave. We've got Glossia's band, which has broken the truce with the local villages, and we need to learn more about the raids from the northern villages, White Marshes, Gale Rocks, and Creeks. Again, we haven't run into any of those yet because we're not there yet. We're also looking for a hardworking man who would like to marry Timo from Howler's Dell, so we can look around and see if we find anyone for that. Ruined Village, we don't really have anything else to know except if it can ever be rehabilitated. And support of Howler's Dell, the more that we find out information for Thace, the more that she's more likely to trust us. And lastly, the Swamp Altar, which basically drank a lot of our blood. We can sacrifice blood to it, and it's going to do things eventually if we can actually live through it. Exactly. We help the swamp tree realize it will survive having its roots bitten by a human. Exactly. So that's what we've got. So, with all that said, we're going to start out here with a bang. The corridor of leaves and gray rocks leads you to a gate, large enough for a wagon held together by a wooden bar. The planks and rocks are covered with claw marks left by various monsters, but they weren't able to damage the wall as much as the passage of time and the piercing rains. Give me a second whilst I get my... Oh, it's here. Hold on one second and I'll continue. I just want to make... Nope, wrong one. There we go. Question phrasing. There we go. But they weren't able to damage the wall as much as the passage of time and the piercing rains. A large man covered in shadows is observing you from the roofed tower. His voice is hoarse, distrustful. You lost? I don't know you, mug. All right, now here are the options we have. We can be friendly. Which means we'll say, I introduce myself, good time to get to know each other. We can be playful. Better remember this, mug friend. It's going to stay around for a while. I introduce myself. We can be distanced. I'm Mr. Tibbs, the new Roadwarden, and you're the gatekeeper, I assume. We could be intimidating. I'm a Roadwarden, let me ride through, I'll only ask once. Or we could be vulnerable. I explain who I am. I'm not looking for trouble, stranger. Can you open the gate for me? So, do we want to be chat? Friendly? Playful? Distanced? Intimidating? Or vulnerable? And I will open this poll. $, vote space 1 for friendly, 2 for playful, 3 for distanced, 4 for intimidating, or 5 for vulnerable. Get your votes in now. And also hi to Echo, hi to Shimmerblade, hi to Big Boss. I think I saw Darth Sisu in here before, doing the usual we have an Arvan Elrond. So hi, Darth. Okay, since I literally didn't have a chance to do anything other than just finish the old one, I got to quickly check and see what my family has been doing as a part of it. Okay. There's that. Now 6 billion emails. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm going to last call this as I finish up with these last texts, etc. Okay. Okay. Let's come back to that. I just don't care about that. That's not important. Come back to that. There's that. Okay, good. I'm now officially caught up by mercilessly cutting out things that don't need to be dealt with right now so I can get rid of that. Good. Wonderful. Okay. And let's see. What have we got? Oh, looks like we got actually a tie. Right now we have 2 votes for friendly and 2 votes for vulnerable. So I do need someone to either vote or change vote, $change vote. Yeah, there is. I mean, you can always add filters, right? You know, Big Boss to it or whatever. The problem I have with that is that sometimes I don't know if something in particular, like, you know, it's not like everything coming from a particular source is always as important as every other thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Scroll slightly up. You will send my subbage bill to me in the new year, I say sarcastically. Oh, no! I am very grateful, Echo, for your sub support. Oh, look at this. We have somebody. You know what, Sir Squishy Bot? You know what I have to say to that? Can I get there in time? Yep, hang on. Yep, hang on. Bye-bye forever. Okay. All good. Yep. Okay, so we need someone to change their vote, folks, or to add a vote. Either $vote space 1 for friendly, or $vote space 5 for vulnerable, or if you have voted already, I need someone to change their vote to one of those. Unfortunately, you can't be both. So again, friendly is I introduce myself, good time to get to know each other. And vulnerable is I explain who I am. I'm not looking for trouble, stranger. Can you open the gate for me? So one of those two. But I do need someone to change their vote because we are all tied up. Unfortunately, we cannot do both. This is not like one of those deals where I'm gathering information. One of these is going to, by nature, remove the option of the others. So, Mr. Squished was squished. So, what do we got? What do we got, chat? Okay, and close. Thank you, Big Boss. Thank you. Okay, vulnerable. Explain who I am. I'm not looking for trouble, stranger. Can you open the gate for me? You, Warden? You better turn around. It's a wild place. I'm not running after your screams if you enter the woods. A short pause. I'm armed, you know. He lifts a loaded crossbow and sticks it out of the shadows. I'm just on duty, but you know, don't play any tricks. He leaves the tower. He's wearing a black gambeson so ragged it can't be fastened anymore. It tells a story of claws, thorns, and improvised repairs. The hole in the man's hemp pants reveals a scraped knee. It's hard to tell his age through his exhausted, sleepy eyes, a short, unkempt beard, and a bandage horizontally covering his ears and the spot that used to be his nose. There's clotted brown blood in his brown hair and mud in his clothes and brown neck. Despite all this, he's of a huge shell with wide shoulders and thick legs. He straightens up, towering over you. "You new to the job?" All right, chat, very simple one here. I'm going to open a simple poll. $ vote space 1 for pretty new, or $ vote space 2 for new here, but I know what I'm doing. So $ vote space 1 for pretty new, or $ vote space 2 for new here, but I know what I'm doing. What's it going to be, chat? Get your votes in. What's up, Chedville? All right, I see these choices happening. I love it. Choices are $ vote space 1 is you say pretty new, because he asks, are you new to the job? So $ vote space 1 is pretty new. $ vote space 2 is new here, but I know what I'm doing. Those are the two choices. Thank you, Bum Rocky. And thank you, Echo. And thank you, Shimmer. And of course, I saw Effect Life in here before. And Big Boss, and yeah. All right, I'm going to last call this. Graphics update? All right, going once, going twice. Oh, yes, that's right. There is a dark Twitch mode, Arvbot Plus is in here. Okay, so new here, but I know what I'm doing is the choice. "No past would prepare ye for this shit place. Nights are all ape piss and blood. Just before sunrise, a bird tried to pluck my eye. This gate here?" He kicks a brick with his heel. "It's older than me. All there?" He points behind him with his weapon. "Wilds and beasts. My tribe built this place to keep them away from us, and us from them." He scratches the bandage on his cheek. "Name's Quintus from Old Pagos. Been there?" "Not yet." "So you don't know. It's west from here, behind the crossroads, but it's touched by sickness. We used to send one soul here every morning and escort them back before nightfall, and thank you, Bum Rocky, for the follow on Arv's channel. But some days ago, no one came for me. I spent a night here, sneaking wolf shits almost got me." He picks up an almost empty water skin from behind a parapet and takes a sip. "I went home by myself only to learn about the sick. I've been here ever since." Okay, so now we get into the stage, chat, where when we do this and we're gathering information, I just gather information. I don't have to ask chat about that. So, what do you know about the plague? "Not much. It kills, that's all there is to know. My tribe's smart locking the gates. The right gave them strength." Shouldn't you look for a real shelter? He trembles, his eyes widen. "Someone has got to stay at the gate. The villages in the east don't know about the illness. They may try crossing the woods, hit the closed gate while fleeing some wolves and stuff." He rubs his dirty neck. "And I also can't leave the gate open. It's like a dam for monsters. If all I can do is choose the way I die, this is it, with my duty fulfilled." For this one, I think I am going to actually ask this of chat, because this one could have an effect on what he does. So, do you want to say you could at least spend the nighttime in one of the villages? Do we want to say, "I'm surprised you survived this long"? Or do you want to say, "about this gate"? ... You could at least spend the nighttime in one of the villages. It's $ vote space 1. $ vote space 2 is "I'm surprised you survived this long." And $ vote space 3 is "about this gate." Please get in your vote. Our boy Quintus. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Beg your pardon. Boom. Some new music here. Boom, 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 boom. Actually, there's been a little bit of new music in these last couple of moments, last couple of towns we've been in, so. All right, so here we go, going once. Going twice. All right. About this gate. Here, see? He points at the long twisted rope that hangs from an iron hook. I could climb down and remove the beam on the other side. You'll take down yours. You need at least 3 hours to get through the woods. He touches his stomach and takes a deep breath. But I need you to give me aught first. What do you want? I'm hungry. Bring me some rations, maybe? Dried meat, apples, nuts? Maybe... He sizes you up. 6 meals. Then I'll help you with the gate. Interesting. Now, we do have some meals. We have enough for 5 right now. So the question is, do we say, sure, I'll bring you some food? Do we say, don't you forget about me? Don't you have any time? Don't you have time to hunt? Or how about I pay you instead? Buy whatever you like in a village. So sure, I'll bring you some food. Don't you have time to hunt? Or how about I pay you instead? Buy whatever you like in a village. So $ vote space 1 is sure, I'll bring you some food. $ vote space 2, don't you have time to hunt? $ vote space 3, how about I pay you instead? What's it going to be? You get your own damn food. Well, since he is on the other side of the gate we're trying to get through, Bumrocky, I don't think we're in a particularly good, not in a position of strength, you know? Although I am in my office, it is getting a little chilly outside, so... And I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt because I had a D&D event. So I'm going to put this on for a little bit of extra warmth. Ah, looks like Chad is tied up with sure I'll bring you some food and don't you forget about me. Don't you have time to hunt? Gonna last call this. Yeah. 6 rations is a lot. I know. I was trying to decide how else to do it, but like, you know, because we, at the moment, as far as money is concerned, we have like 1 gold. We've got equipment. We have 5 food rations, which I thought we were feeling good about, and then, you know. Okay, going once, going twice. I have a feeling we're gonna get like a snarky response, but we'll see. Time? But I've got to stay near the gate. I can't keep people waiting while I track deer. He touches the bandage on his face. And if I die, there'll be no keeper left. Ah, we got more choices. Okay. So now we've got... Sure, I'll bring you some food. We've got I'll go with you. I take the trophies, you get meat for roasting. We've got shoot some birds with your crossbow. Surely they land on this wall. We've got you can just forage for nuts and berries. Or how about I pay you instead? Right. So there we go. So what do we do? $, vote space 1. Sure, I'll bring you some food. $, vote space 2. I'll go with you. I take the trophies. You get meat for roasting. $, vote space 3. Shoot some birds with your crossbow. Surely they land on this wall. $, vote space 4. You can just forage for nuts and berries. $, vote space 5. How about I pay you instead? Buy whatever you like in the village. How condescending is you can just forage for nuts and berries, by the way? Oh, look, you can just, I don't know what your problem is, dude. Just go out and forage for nuts and berries. Oh, thanks, Gene. If I were the dude on the wall for that one, I'd be like, really? You could just forage for my crossbow bolt in your face. Like, this dude is like, barely surviving, he's the last one left. And actually, didn't we hear something about plague? Or did I dream that? No, that's with maintaining their roads. Yeah, it feels, yeah. I think Chad is thinking in the right direction here. Yeah, exactly. Why? Can you imagine, Big Boss? Hey, while you're out there, would you mind getting me some... Look, I know you're trying to, like, preserve this for your village and you're willing to sacrifice yourself. If you wouldn't mind getting me some food, that'd be great. If you could just throw some berries to me, I'd really appreciate it. If you could just, Going twice. Okay. I'll go with you. I take the trophies, you get meat for roasting. But goblins and trolls can smell the burning fat. Roasting is the opposite of what I should do. What if I gave you some troll... That stuff that repels the ones. Okay, so that didn't work, chat. What about, though... Birds. Okay, so instead, sure, I'll bring you some food. Shoot some birds with your crossbow. You can just forage, or how about I pay you instead? I'm worried that that's the case, Bumrocky, but I understand why people would like to exhaust their options first before we're just like, all right, well, let's do it. That's right, we got a fish too. The first village I reached was Howler's Dell. It's interesting that it keeps that. Keep track of that up there. All right, last call, last call. Last call. What's up, Riff here? Or Zephyr, rather, sorry. Last call. We're tied up here. Sure, I'll bring you some food or shoot some birds. Shoot them. Shoot them. Shoot some birds with your crossbow. Surely they land on this wall. We can even give him one of our quarrels. We have one without a crossbow to shoot it with. Alright, going once. Going twice. Okay. Shoot some birds it is. I'm not much of a shot, really. He scratches his right arm. I'd rather save my arrows for all the beasts and stuff. So now we could say, sure, I'll bring you some food, or I can get you some quarrels. They'll fix your problem for longer. Okay, so now we've got, I can bring you some, I'll bring you some food. I can get you some quarrels. They'll fix your problem for longer. We do have, I think, one quarrel. You can just forage for nuts and berries, or how about I pay you instead? We've got one quarrel. We should be like, you can actually eat quarrels. These are actually chocolate-covered quarrels. So, maybe I'll bring him a piece of dark chocolate from dark orange chocolate, courtesy of Dragon Spear. I'm told that this is a UK thing. So. All right. Last call then. Going once. Going twice. All right. Sure, I'll bring you some food. Thanks. His smile may be disfigured by his wounds, but it was warm as his voice. I'll take any help I can get. Okay, so we're going to need those 6 food rations that he's asked for to open the gate, so we'll need to remember that, chat. And hopefully keep some for ourselves while we're at it. Okay, now, again, I'm back to gathering information, so I don't need to ask chat about this part. I'm looking for Asterion. That's nice, but he hasn't been here in many days. You sure he's not dead? I have to admit that he very much maybe puts a hand on his waist. Well, better get ready to slit open every dragon belly in the wilds. Did he often travel through the woods? Sure, though on a different mount. He had a saurian, 4 ibexes long, 2 ibexes tall. It moves on 4 legs and jumps high and far. It's dark green like rotting leaves. That one time I was taking a piss in the shrubs and Asterion made the beast run up the rock face and it jumped on that. He points at the hill. And like they ran above the wall and landed on the other side, just like that. He snaps his fingers, his voice and eyes gain new vigor. You say the saurian was large and green? I mean, not everywhere. He points at his eyebrows. He has red scales here and on the tail and shoulders, I think. I don't know what to call it. You ask him for a bit about Asterion, but he has little to add. There used to be 6 of us, keepers. I saw him every now and then, but not that often. Okay. Like you tell me about the road behind the gate. Oh, not much. His chuckle turns into a cough. It leads through lowlands, mostly woods and some ponds. It's dark and lethal. He mentions tales of ghosts, dragons, fogs, and blood mages, but whenever you ask about any creature in particular, his response is vague and brief. The tribes abandoned this path. Ever since the war, the trade's been slow. People refuse to patrol it. The plants are getting taller, but for at least a few more seasons, it's still a shortcut. It's good that you have a mount. If aught chases you, always stay close to the paths and ride as fast as you can. Okay, if no one uses this road, why are you here? He scowls at you. Not no one. It's where people hunt for monsters, and every few days I have to open it for reasons. What's it like to live in Old Pagos? He opens his mouth, giving you a puzzled look, then lets out a weak chuckle. What am I to say? We've got rocks, he taps the wall, and make houses, bowls, tools. We sell them too. We grow oats and broad beans. Ibexes give us wool and skins for monks. What do you call it, the one you write on? He moves on when you mention parchment. Yeah. It's a good place, beautiful, old. Hill, that's what Pagos means, old hill. When you bring up the monastery, his eyes get brighter. Good people. They came here on a mission teaching us rites book. My grandparents are pagans, you know, but we now follow the river of truth. We keep to ourselves, but help others when they need us. I've heard about some bandits. Were they bothering you? He scratches the bandage on his cheek. I only know there's one band somewhere, but not around. I never saw them. Why are you afraid of Glossia? He straightens up and gives you a long look. I don't know who you're talking about. Doesn't trust me enough to say anything about Glossia. So we're probably going to have to bring him the food before he comes clean on Glossia. You could at least spend the nighttime in one of the villages. He adjusts his jacket by shaking his shoulders, making the buckles jingle. I'm not a beggar, and the village in the north won't help me for more than a day or two. I've got no dragon bones, just this little ibex. He pats his crossbow. Old Pagos is by itself. We don't look for kind folks. He thinks for a moment. I'll just wait. I'll get back home once the plague's done, or before winter. You understand, I'm sure. Wardens are souls of duty. All right, well, that's as much as we can say to him, so let's go back to the Western Crossroads. Actually, wait, before we do that, we remember that we need to bring him 6 food rations. That's going to be important. We've got 5 right now. Okay. So we have some choices, chat. We can go to the... Actually, let me go to the Western Crossroads because we can see what we've got here. Okay. 2 squirrels, one red and one blue, are standing on the top of 2 opposite signposts, screaming and throwing pebbles at each other. When you get closer, they climb down swiftly, then run toward a nearby tree. Okay, so we've got north and west. South, we could go back to Howler's Dell, but we don't have enough money to get more food rations for this guy, so there's not much to do there. So pretty much we've got north and west. Now remember, we're looking for a lot of the northern villages, which are presumably to the north. To the west, I don't know, but if you look at the western signpost, it says the left edge is engraved with 4 simple shapes, squares with roof-like lines hanging above them. The other edge bears 2 engraved piles, one of them made of horizontal rectangles, the other of inexact circles. The letters between these 2 piles say stone. The upper plank is covered with a white word monastery, though it's divided in half. Right below it is an engraved vertical rectangle with an hourglass inside it. Okay, so to sum up, we've got some maybe village or something along with a monastery to the west, and to the north we have something which says salt, and there's also a fish and a short word beneath that may relate in some way to what we saw previously, which is that there are, like, we're looking for that Grouse Creek or whatever it is which has the fish. So north might get us somewhere. We need to get through this gate. North might lend us somewhere, or we might want to go west instead. So basically north or west. Okay. So here we go. Very quick poll. $ vote space 1 if you want to go west. $ vote space 2 if you want to go north. So $ vote space 1 for west, where it says monastery and some other stuff. And $ vote space 2 if you would prefer to go north, under the assumption that we'll run into some of the villages up there. So 1 for west, 2 for north. Chat's feeling the west. Go west, young chat. Chat is feeling that west calling to it. All right, let's last call this. Going once. Caw, caw. Going twice. All right, west it is. Here we go. You cross a clean, shallow, yet wide creek that runs south, then follow the uphill path squeezed between the hills and the lush forest. You spend a good couple of minutes passing a haunting meadow filled with dozens, maybe 100 cut-down trees, now overgrown by bushes and grass. You can't think of another time when you've seen a clearing of such a size. Now 2 ways to think of this, too. Well, we have... Yeah, oh, that's true. Well, okay, we'll worry about that when we get back there. From that very clearing, I hadn't thought about that, but yes, technically. My apologies. So, we've got 2 choices, chat, and this will sort of determine, again, sort of character building as we're answering this. So, question number 1 would be, seems dangerous. That means the clearing is dangerous. If this goes on, the animals will join forces to strike down whoever is responsible for this. Or, option 2, the locals are surely ambitious. I wonder how far they can push it. So choice 1 is dangerous, animals will join forces. 2 is locals are ambitious, I wonder how far they can push it. $ vote space 1 if you want to say this, seems dangerous. $ vote space 2 if you want to say this, locals are ambitious. Yeah, that's true, Effect Life. It is a good distance away. Is indeed a good distance away. Okay. Okay, what's it going to be, chat? Seems dangerous if this goes on. That's $ vote space 1. Or the locals are surely ambitious. $ vote space 2. Right now, only Shimmerblade is weighed in. Do we have others who want to weigh in on this? Bah! 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 Okay, last call, last call. And wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Okay. The locals are surely ambitious. I wonder how far they can push it. Once the clearing ends and turns into a corridor of trees and hills, you stop your horse. There's a monster in the middle of the road, reaching out with its long arms to grab and devour fruits and leaves from tree crowns, chewing them without haste. It's standing on its hind legs and leaning on a thick tail. As there isn't much hair on its gray skin, you see its impressive muscles. The beast is 3 times the size of a human, and while each move it makes is slow, its long claws and the ease with which it breaks one of the branches makes you think that a single swing would be enough for it to pierce through your jacket, or, just as likely, that it would simply break your bones and send you into the air. Like most people, you know quite a bit about pebblers. Once they get used to an unfenced farm or a forest garden, getting rid of them can be a huge issue. There aren't many blades able to cut through their thick skin and bones, and a single mistake may put them into a furious charge, encouraging them to look for human dwellings which they can then tear down in revenge. The beast doesn't give you as much as a glance, but also doesn't move away. The best you can hope for is that it's going to walk away on its own. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later. Facing it in a fight would end up badly, so I return to the crossroads. Well, here we are back at the crossroads. Massive eagles cutting through the skies above you, either unaware of your presence or unperturbed by you. Oh, yeah. East is way back here. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that. All right, well, this is easy, chat, because we're not going to go all the way back here right now, so we're going to go north. Some parts of the road lead uphill, some downhill. The forests are lush, but not too dark. The few foraging deer and boars keep their distance, and the birds are disinterested in your presence, singing cheerfully and preening their feathers. Sounds of an ongoing hunt reach you from the east, but none of the nearby creatures seem bothered. Once you get farther north, the colorful meadow reveals tall hills on the other side of the stream, but the road leads through a valley. There's a gentle plume of smoke coming from one of the mountains in the west. It doesn't look like a place on fire. Maybe there's a settlement in the mountains. The road leads to a gentle creek filled with a buzzing of flies, mosquitoes, and gnats. You don't spot any critters among the tall meadows, tree branches, or rocky slopes. Seeing the shapeless dark vortex of wings, Swift snorts. You're currently on the southern bank. Well, the thing is, we are alchemists, but we don't have access to an alchemy table. I don't think even Howler's Dell has one of these. So, I don't know what the deal is with that. So really the question is, I look for a different route. I ride forward with a blazing torch. It will take some time, but I'll wrap myself with every piece of clothing I own, or I don't care. I just hurry Taylor Swift. I warden too late. Doom, doom, do you know that it's my fate? Doom, doom, do, do. I'm reliant on Chad. Oh, ho, I'm reliant on Chad. Oh, ho, I know I'm moving. Don't know to cross this broovin'. Gonna get a fly and moving. 'Cause the flies are gonna bite, 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 bite. Alright, what's it gonna be, chat? $, vote space 1, I look for a different route. $, vote space 2, I ride forward with a blazing torch. $, vote space 3, it'll take some time, but I'll wrap myself up with every piece of clothing I own. Or $, vote space 4, I just hurry swift. Yeah, this sound is a little troubling. Right now, we've got, let's see, I don't care. We've got 2 votes for I don't care. 1 vote for I ride forward with a blazing torch. And 1 vote for it'll take some time, but I'll wrap myself in any clothing that I own. Other folks want to jump in on this? $, vote space 1 for ride forward. $, vote space 1 for look for a different route. $, vote space 2 for ride forward with a torch. $, vote space 3, take some time, but I'll wrap myself up. Or $, vote space 4, I don't care, I just hurry Taylor Swift. Oh, trouble, trouble, trouble. All right, now it's down to either it will take some time or I don't care. So I'm going to last call this. $, vote space 3 for take some time. $, vote space 4 for I don't care. Or, you know, if you wanted to vote for 1 or 2 or whatever. Take some time. Going once. Going twice. Okay. It will take some time, but I'll wrap myself up with every piece of clothing I own. It takes you longer than you'd hoped for, but you manage to cover yourself with an armor of at least 3 layers of linen, leather, wool, and hemp. Only your eyes and a single finger remain without cover. Once you get close to the ford, countless creatures beset you, making you instantly shut your eyes. They are striking the clothes, covering your open mouth, and hitting your shell like a squishy, buzzing hail. You ride forward blindly, trying to get out of here as fast as you can, but the insects stick with you for another few minutes. The red marks on your finger start to burn slowly. Swift swishes its tail angrily as it turns its head to its left, observing you with one reproachful eye, pinning its ears back. You look around to make sure nothing will try to jump on you, and once you decide you're safe, you take off the suit. Unless you find an easier way to protect yourself, the insects will keep slowing you down. At least I kept my blood. Okay, looks like we only got one way to go. We're not going to go back now that we're over the river, so... For most of the time, you're surrounded by yellow meadows. The trees on your left get sparser, while the few lonely birches on your right still bear the signs of tapping, marked with knife cuts, tied with cords. Some of them still carry wooden vessels, as if they were simply abandoned, maybe last spring, maybe before that. A few of the trees are already dried out, and the winds managed to knock them down. As you get closer to the crossroads, the ground gets muddy. The beaten path avoids the wetlands as much as it can. The screeches and hisses mix with the buzzing of insects, and as you reach a small pond, there are signs of blood on its bank. The air is moist and heavy and has a hint of rotting meat to it. It may still be early, but it's better to avoid the bogs when nighttime approaches. Such places rarely have fine roads. The trees and bushes are sparse here, growing from the barren grassland. Some of them bear late summer fruits. A group of wayfarers is spread around the broken signpost and the abandoned cart. They're skinny but healthy and are standing upright. They're wearing humble, dim gambesons on top of their hemp tunics and pants, all of them worn, in some cases undyed, while others are dark green or brown. 4 of these individuals wear cloaks and are armed with spears, bows, and stone maces. On their necks, wrists, and belts you spot small talismans: fangs, bones, wooden beads, leather straps. There's also the 5th figure, standing a bit in the back with lowered shoulders. Unlike the others, they're hooded in such a manner that you doubt they can see anything other than their boots. Their clothes are shabby and torn, but your eyes mostly run to their club, a bough as long as its owner is tall and as thick as a leg, resting with one end on the ground. You get closer and the person raises the weapon with just one arm, but another traveler gestures for them to stop, and they do so right away, freezing in place. The man behind the gesture doesn't approach you, but nods. "Safe travels, stranger. It may still be time before the evenfall, but blogs aren't safe. Better keep moving, you'll find an inn." You try to digest his thick accent. He's broad-shouldered with a large belly, but the scars in his face sculpt an image of someone who's earned their share of food with many skirmishes. He doesn't reach for his weapon and pushes one of his companions closer to the cart. She kneels by an empty box and looks inside it. The man observes you with little curiosity. Okay, this is one of those what should we choose here. We could be friendly. I nod at their cart, need any help. We could be playful, nice place for camp. The air's a bit smelly though. We can be greetings. We can be I looked at the gigantic club. Hold your weapons close if it makes you feel safer. I show them my own blade. I don't mind. Or I sigh. I'm just glad you're not highwaymen. Alright, chat. So, going to load this one. Okay. So what's it going to be? $vote space 1 friendly. Need any help? Nice place for camp. Air's a bit smelly. Greetings. Hold your weapons close, makes you feel safer. I don't mind. That's the intimidation one. Or I'm just glad you're not highwaymen. What's it going to be? That one big bug, sound-wise, is really impressive. Honestly. A couple times I was like, wait, what? How can there be a big bug in here in December? And then I'm like, oh, wait. There isn't. What do you think? $vote space 1 for friendly. $vote space 2 for playful. Nice place for camp. Air's a bit smelly. $vote space 3 for distanced. Greetings. 4 for gigantic club, basically showing them your weapons. And 5 for I'm just glad you're not highwaymen. I know, right? Effect life? Seriously. All right, we got 1 vote each for friendly, playful, and intimidating. 1 vote each. We will need someone to vote or break this tie. All right, chat. What's it going to be? What is it going to be? $ vote space 1 friendly. 2 playful. All right, going once. Gonna last call this. Going once. Going twice as Darth Sisu gets his vote in. Okay, friendly it is. I nod at their cart. Need any help? He makes an annoyed grimace. Not really. T's timber's sickening, moldy and wet. We're checking on the place, but seems there's a bad year for it. He looks at his companions, who simply shrug and spread to take a look at the cart. All but the one with the bow, who doesn't move an inch. I kinda say I've time to loaf. You've questions asked, but be quick. Don't put us to sleep. You from around here? Very much so. And you're new to these roads? You know our home? Okay, so, quick vote here, chat. He says, are you new to these roads? You know our home. So, $ vote space 1 for maybe. $ vote space 2 for no clue. Obviously, we don't know exactly what the deal is with these guys. So, you know our home. $ vote space 1 for maybe. $ vote space 2 for no clue. Oh my goodness, that bug thing. Alright. Maybe. Yeah, I can see the non-committal approach being a legitimate one here. Last call, last call. Yeah, what bug thing? Listen, I have been around my share of large insects in my life. Horseflies, the whole bit. Okay. And... Alright, so we're going to say maybe. What do you think the name of their village is? Interesting. Alright, let's take a look at the journal here. What is the name of their village? Well, it's not a bandits camp. White Marshes. Druids of the South. Gale Rocks. Hovlevin is way to the south. It's not that. Howler's Dell. It's not likely to be that. Old Pagos. A western village settled on barren soil. Or White Marshes. So Old Pagos, White Marshes, Gale Rocks. Let's see. And according to what he said, timber sickening, moldy, and wet. This is a tough call. Willagey McWillageface. Yeah, I don't know that this is like... I'm not sure that I know what this would be. I guess it's basically a guess. It's a question of whether we do a village of fishers, hutters, and woodcutters in the far north. It could be that. Could be creeks. It could be a large fishing village near the northern shore. I don't know why they'd be here, but that's Gale Rocks. It could be... It's not Hovlevin or Howler's Dell. It could be Old Pagos. Or it could be White Marshes. So I guess we'll put those in, chat. So... Is it Creeks. Gale Rocks. Old Pagos. Or White Marshes. Hey, Geester. Yes, that's my question. Which one do you think? Feel free to get your vote in. And maybe that it's none of these, but this is the best I can think of. I'm going to quick save, actually. So, Creeks, $ vote 1 if you want it to be Creeks. $ vote 2 if you think it's Gale Rocks. $ vote space 3 if you think it's Old Pagos. $ vote space 4 if it's White Marshes. We're really not clear here because there's not a lot of information to go on. So it's just a big guess, really. I mean, I don't know. They said that the timber's wet. They say that they're not from too far here. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Could be Old Pagos because that's what the guard told us at the gate. That he was from was Old Pagos. So maybe. Yeah, I could see that. I was thinking the same thing, Echo. I could see that, yeah. I mean, right now we're in Buzzville. Buzzy McBuzz Town. I know, seriously. Well, once we get out of that area, we won't have to worry about that anymore. Last call, last call. Last call here. And... going once. Going twice. Yeah, I know. It's like, whoa. Okay, Old Pagos. Oops, sorry. They're close, but no, says the oldest person in the entire group, a wrinkled, skinny man that's looking beneath the cart. We used to be in touch with him, adds the scarred man. Times are different. Okay, so Old Pagos is near. So if Old Pagos is near... let's see. If Old Pagos is near... okay, let's see. Beautiful. We got rocks. So if it's near that... wait a minute. Old Pagos, if it's near that... yeah, it doesn't really say where that is. And I guess we could take a look at the map. The Old Forest Garden. I don't know. I mean, I guess further north would be like Creeks, Gale Rocks, or White Marshes, I guess? Creeks is the far north. Gale Rocks is north. Village set among the western bogs. That's also possible. Because things are different, so it could be that. That's possible. That could be the village where they had all the problems with the necromancy things. So, we know that it's not Old Pagos. It could be White Marshes, I suppose. So let me add that into the mix. That's the only one that we have here that's to the west. So we have Creeks to the north, Gale Rocks to the north, and White Marshes to the west. And it might be that it's the one to the west, because we're like up here and they were having trouble with... we haven't had any like western areas, basically. We haven't had any western pathways, except this rock slide, which, was blocked off, obviously. So, could be that. Could be White Marshes. Yeah, which is what you said in the first place, right, Geester? It's Western, I think it's Western Pittsburgh. That's what I'm putting my money on. Okay. I'm going to last call this. This is just my complete guess. Like, but it sounds to me like, because I know that they said the whole thing about things are different and blah, blah, blah. So... Going once. Going twice. You had hobbits in town? All the hobbits, huh? No kidding. That's funny. Alright, White Marshes it is. He straightens up. We got it. You were right, Geester. True. 'Tis there. He looks at the crossroad leading east. I thought 'tis already forgotten, but you've a clean ear. Alright, so, tell me about your village. 'Tis home. He starts to play with his spear. So here I'm gathering information again, chat, so I'm just I don't need to ask chat for this. As much a home as the bogs can be. Beasts are smaller than in the woods, but water's the real threat. Is it rough living in the Westlands? Not as rough living with robbers one side and that fake smiling rat that leads howlers on the other, he says to the delight of his group. Oh, interesting. Bandits on one side and then Face is the mayor of Howler's Dell. Interesting. You look at him, but he says nothing more. Is this your cart? In a way. My neighbor's. You then hear one of the women proudly claiming that it belongs to her uncle, but the man doesn't allow you to dig into this topic. We used to carry wooden planks from here to the village, but eventually there was not a thing to carry, and 'twas left for another day. 'Tis trash now. What makes this place so special? He sighs. It used to be a forest garden. My great-grandparents started it to harvest various fruits and sap from birches. But those were other days and other roads. There's nothing of value left and no time or strong folks to take care of the land. Looking for a place to trade. We don't welcome any travelers nor hope to see more of them, especially adventurers. And we need all the lumber we cut. He frowns. We've herbs, I guess. What can you bring? Well, what do we have? How about some animal trophies? Furs, tusks. You think we've got nothing to catch in the bogs? He scoffs. We've most of what we need other than iron, steel, bronze. Bring those, we'll welcome you. He then stretches out and gets closer to the signpost, using his spear as a walking stick. Well, stay safe, stranger. He raises his voice and addresses his companions. We wasted too much time on this frost. Time to get back. The others prepare their own weapons and join their guide. The one with the bow stays silent until a gentle gesture commands them to follow. They keep up with the rest of the group, dragging the club behind themselves with remarkable strength. Okay, it says after a few more days there may be fruits and other plants to pick here. We prepare for the journey. Okay, so now we know to the east is White Marshes where they had the necromance problem. I don't know what there is to the southeast though. East directly is White Marshes. We've still got the other area of the other villages that we have to find as well. So, chat, $ vote space question here. $ vote space 1 would be going east, directly east to the White Marshes. $ vote space 2 is going southeast to whatever awaits us down there. We're not going to go back south because we came from here. So, $ vote space 1 is east to the White Marshes. $ vote space 2 is southeast to whatever awaits us. Oh, yeah, in fact, Geester, I think actually, because I am going back to Three Rivers this coming year. I will be back. And that, I think, actually, they might be having it in the Lawrenceville Convention Center, I want to say. So I want to say that it may actually be right there, which would be pretty sweet. Speaking of which, speaking of cons, I just got accepted to Boscone in Boston, which is going to happen in February. So looks like after COVID is finally starting to, we're moving to the other side of it a little bit. Now it's going to be interesting to see because we basically got, I've got Boscone. The next week I've got Farpoint, which is in Baltimore. Then March, April, May, all off. Although I have a big event coming up in May. June is going to be going down to Three Rivers, early June. July looks like ReaderCon in Boston. August, Gen Con. Certainly not WorldCon, but maybe World Fantasy, depending, in the fall. And then definitely CanCon in October. And I think that'll be it, except with the possible exception of PAX Unplugged in November and December. So could be a busy con year. At the very least, there will be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the very least, 6. So, oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, I've heard of it, Geeserve. I've heard of it, but I've never been to it. That's cool, though. Okay, so chat, $ vote space 1 to go east. $ vote space 2 to go southeast. East is White Plains. White Plains. Freudian slip. East is White Marshes. Southeast is just southeast. We don't know where that is yet. No, we'll get away from this damn bug. I'm kind of glad that we're not playing this game in the summer, because I swear if it turns out that I was doing this and all of a sudden there was a bug that came flying past me, I'd be like, it would very much give me the jump scare right now. Yes, 2 is southeast. That's right. Yep. Last call, last call, last call. Last call. It's the last call. Going once. Going twice. Okay, southeast it is. You're not used to the scents of the bogs, but you weren't expecting them to be so gentle. The humid air makes you think of smoked meat, and even though you ride by a few rotting carcasses and animal droppings, just as often you cross tiny meadows of pink, yellow, and red flowers. The noises tell stories of never-ending wars between the swarms of insects, frogs in their hideouts, snakes lurking among the purple grasses, birds patrolling both the water and the sky, and the saurians preparing to strike from beneath the surface. You can't separate the sounds of the living from those of the dying, if they're even different at all. You reach a boulder in the middle of the road on the edge of a large pond. The road splits from here in 2 directions, but the only smoke you see is to the southeast. From the saddle, I see no creatures standing in my way. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we've now got... Interesting. South or east? So southeast, I'm assuming, means like directly south, according to them. And then we've got this one up here, but we're not going to go back there because we just started from there. So, okay, chat. So again, I'm going to open a poll. In this case, east is going... $ vote space 1 is going to be east, directly east. $ vote space 2 is going to be south, which is where I assume is where the smoke is coming from. So $ vote space 1 is east, $ vote space 1 is south. It's about 2 hours, 45 minutes back to Howlersdale, and we've got 6 hours, so worst comes to worst, we could try to make our way back there, but I don't think it's a good idea to do that because we need, it's like using up a lot of time with travel. What's up, Mar? So yeah, so $ vote space 1 is going to be east. $ vote space 2 is southeast, which is where we saw the plume of smoke coming from. That's what we got. Good to see you, Mar. Ever since I talked about leading us with since I saw leading us with Swift, I just keep thinking of Taylor Swift stuff. That's right, GOGCOM, Pen and Pixels, brought to you by Taylor Swift. That's not true. GOGCOM, neither GOGCOM nor Pen and Pixels is officially sponsored by Taylor Swift. In no way was this meant to be an actual endorsement by Taylor Swift or reflecting the thoughts of Taylor Swift. Otherwise, you'd be in trouble. 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 Last call. Last call. Okay. There we go. We are going southeast towards the smoke. The leafless plants resemble tree roots rather than creepers, even though they're dark green and sway from side to side slightly. Taylor Swift stops without a command, unwilling to approach the nightmarish gate. There's no other path in sight. But we have knowledge here which we can use, our education. So it says, I recognize the mushroom growing behind the creepers. Once they're gone, I can pick it, but only in the middle of the day. Okay, so the question is, chat, we can approach the creepers with a drawn axe or pick up some branches and throw them at the creepers. So it is middle of the day. So that means we could pick it right now if we can get rid of these creepers. So here's the question, chat. $vote space 1 means we approach the creepers with a drawn axe. $vote space 2 means we pick up some branches and throw them at the creepers. So the mushroom behind the creepers can be picked only in the middle of the day. So now is when we would need to get past them. If we want to get that mushroom, we could do that, but only if we get rid of the creepers, and then we can pick up that mushroom. So approach the creepers with a drawn axe is $vote space 1. Pick up some branches and throw them at the creepers is $vote space 2. I wonder if this is going to involve us chewing on some roots. You may remember that was part of our process a little while back, know what I'm saying? Okay, we're going to last call this. Oops, sorry. Poll's not up. Okay, going once. Going twice. Okay. I approach the creepers with a drawn axe. Before you get in reach to poke them, the creepers bend backwards swiftly, then swing at you with the strength of a troll. You try to dodge, but the hit flings you back, landing you on your back. Gasping, you crawl away and rise to your feet, but the plants don't follow you. Jeez. Examine the water. The dirty ponds are hard to see through. It takes a few minutes before you find a stick long enough to poke the water and reach its bottom. Even at the very bank, it's as deep as your palfrey is tall, and it's quite possible that none of these conveniently spread paths appeared here on their own. Could it be that the locals carried much of this soil by themselves, connecting the deeper bogs with the other parts of the peninsula? Before you have time to dwell on it, you jump back, dodging the strike of a green saurian. You run away so quickly that it gives up its pursuit. Well, we can't cross these creepers on our own, so we're going to need to worry about that at some later point. Can't get through the creepers, so that makes this pretty simple, Chad. It means we need to go east. The road takes you to the edge of the woods. A few trees have found lucky scraps of soil towering above the water, while others, shorter and not as lush, have roots sunk in the pond. Some of the plants were felled with tools, so the root itself isn't so dark, while the few sunbeams getting through the weaker branches on your left are surrounded by darkness and swarms of insects. Help me! Help! The sudden cry, as well as screams of pain, reaches you from between the trees. A woman or child. All right, so now the question. What do we do, chat? I think about my goal. Wait here, Swift. Someone needs me. Or I dismount and grab my axe. Or I try to spot anyone. Or it may be a trap. And even if it's not, I can't help them. All right, chat, what's it going to be? So someone is calling for help. Do we go and help them? Let me quick save it. Do we go and help them? Do we dismount and grab our axe? Do we try to spot anyone or say it may be a trap? Our goal is to help people, in fairness. Hey, what's up, Pyron? You dismount and grab your axe, huh? I would have, if I had given you a choice that I leap off my horse and immediately punch, I would have assumed. Or maybe I fly forward and throw one of my many javelins. Would have been another one. Hey, Pyron, how you doing? So I think about my goal. That's $ vote space 1. Dismount and grab my axe. $ vote space 2. Try to spot anyone. $ vote space 3. Or it may be a trap. $ vote space 4. It's 11:40 p.m. I'm doing well, Pyron. We had a really, really awesome, epic finish to the Adventures of Middle-earth campaign on my channel. And now we've been having fun playing Roadwarden. We've made some good progress today, actually, with traveling about the land. So that's been good times. And, yeah, doing well. I have a few more presents I have to get tomorrow, helping my son and so on with getting stuff for Mom, his mom, my wife. And then I have a lot of novel edits I still have to finish on my sequel to Grey Shade. But otherwise, hang in there. I smell some dinner being made. That's nice. Thank you for the follow, Butt Sardine. Little Arv is doing quite well. Little Arv is doing quite well. She did her first light board work. She's doing a little theater tech this year. She has a 2 schools that she goes to. In the morning, she does like her core classes at her high school, and then she goes to a performing arts program. So she's doing theater tech stuff as one of her main classes, and then she's going to be probably moving into like performing stuff. So she did her light board stuff last weekend, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, she's getting there. It's a challenge. You know, she's an honors student. She was on the honor roll. First honors, thank you very much, her first semester, her first quarter. So she's in an AP class, and it's tough, you know. She definitely has had to work for it, but she's worked hard, and she's looking forward to her break for sure. And she's such an amazing kid. I mean, as I've raved about my daughter before. She's turning 15 next month. 15. And meanwhile, my son Mini Arv is doing great as well, and he is in first grade, and he's doing super well. So, yeah, time does fly. Dragon. Hey, Dragon, did you check the last call, by the way, on this? Dragon, did you check the porch of your house, sir? Fractal Mind Mike is on this channel, Butt Sardine. He is on this channel. Not right now, but he is. I never checked last call. Make sure you check your porch. Going once, going twice. Okay. I dismount and grab my axe. The reason that I'm... Yeah, well... So Dragonspear and I have sent each other things, and it's been Dragonspear sending me way more than I send him, because I can't keep up. But Dragonspear and I know each other's addresses IRL, because Dragonspear has sent me a bunch of stuff, so I have sent him stuff periodically as well. Someone's been bad, but not as bad as me. Well, Merry Christmas, Dragon. And please make sure you read, by the way, the notes that came with those. Make sure you read the notes that are included with those, because I have an explanation for them. Okay, I dismount and grab my axe. You lean toward the pond. It's cleaner than in the other parts of the bog, allowing you to see the bottom. Parts of it are still... Wait, what? What did we just do? Oh. Why is the pond connected? Okay. Parts of it are still more than knee-deep, and the sulfuric odor makes you step away with a frown. The brownish color can't hide all the bones and plant remains that are sticking out of the bed. So apparently, you have to go in the water to get to them. So, do we take off everything below my waist, or I have no time to waste? I rush into the water. So, $vote space 1 chat if you want to take off everything below your waist, and then $vote space 2 if you have no time to waste and rush into the water. No. They're not spoilers, no. No, they're an explanation for why... They are not spoilers. They are an explanation for what each gift is about. Or specifically, like notes about the gift. But they are not spoilers. Oh, that's awesome, Pyron. That is awesome. Oh, by the way, Pyron, check this out. I'm still trying to see what I can do about the rest of you folks, but I just got this in the mail from our good friends at Pegasus Spiele. Tales of the Dungeon. And one of these, which has all kinds of different things, it has even different classes like Tomb Robber and stuff like that. And at the very end of it, we have an adventure which is going to be part of our campaign. So we just got that. I haven't gotten anything, well, besides the amazing chocolate you sent, Dragon Spear, which I've been eating on and off. Literally, I can that thing is so much sugar and fat that I can literally only afford to have like one piece per day, basically. So one little sliver per day. But besides that, no, I have not gotten anything else yet. Okay. This thing is nice. Again, like, they just make such nice books. Look at that. And the Talisman Adventures campaign that we've been doing has been a lot of fun. We've got a bookmark in there. Here's a map for the party's event. Just kidding. That's right. That's true. You sent me a couple... Oh, you mean a couple of, like... You mean a couple of the same thing I said? No, not the same exact thing, but the same kinds of things? If you're talking about the Rokus, yes, I did give those away. Those have been sent. In fact, one of them, poor Waymond Wolf, like, is having trouble with his delivery, so they haven't arrived yet. I have the confirmation that they were sent, and he said it's not about my thing at all. It's about just him having trouble with them. The other person got their Roku, so yeah. A couple of D&D books. Did you say you sent them last year? I don't remember getting any D&D books from you, Dragon. Because I bought myself Xanathars. I was given Spelljammer by my good friend Carlos and Claire. I don't remember you giving me D&D books. What were the books? I don't think I ever got those. I would have acknowledged it if I did. I don't think I did, Dragon. I don't think so. No, the last thing I got from you besides the chocolate was the Ghost of Tsushima, which was very nice of you. I don't think so. I did. Oh, but I did get a. Yes, I don't think I ever got that, Dragon. I don't think I have it. I do want to say thank you though, because I did get a Christmas card. We did just get the Christmas card, so thank you. Very kind of you. It is sitting with our other Christmas cards that have been brought in. We got one from Emily, also Michiganville, so to speak, from Emily and family, Emily and Chris from Athos, and other cards from friends of mine and stuff. Okay, I apologize. Let's close this up. Oh, really? That it's back in stock? Oh, I gotta... Okay, well, let's see. Check on Tales. I mean, I got the PDFs of a lot of these, and some of these are things that are you know, not for you folks, and some of them are, you know, some of their adventures, and some of them are. But I had not seen that. Is that just the German? Oh wait, no, actually no. I don't think they have the German version, do they? They only have the English version, I want to say. Or is it in German? Look at this bad boy right here. Interesting. I wonder if I have... Okay. There is no German version. Jeez, I feel a little bit bad. There's a part of me that feels bad going right back to them because they literally just sent me something else. All right, hang on a second. Sorry, chat. This is because Pyron and I play, of course, in Talisman Adventures right here on GOG.com, and they sponsor us, so... Yeah, I'm going to have to check on that. I'm going to have to check on that. I don't know. I'm going to have to check on that. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check on that. I don't remember that they mentioned anything to me. I think they said... Oh, actually, no, I do remember. That Right. I think I remember, because Tales from the Dungeon was in stock at the time, but Tales from the City wasn't. So maybe I will ask about that too, and we'll see. Yes, agreed. I think that's true, although D&D has some... There are definitely some advantages over Talisman to D&D, but Talisman also has some advantages as well. It's interesting in terms of the mindset that you have. Anyway, my apologies, chat. For those of you who don't watch Talisman or wondering what the hell we're wandering about, my apologies. So, we said that it was option 2, so no time to waste. Okay. You get slower with every step as your pants and boots are soaked in water and mud. The cold water makes you shiver, and the sulfuric odor makes you glance at the animal bones sticking out of the pond bed. The voice doesn't stop. You gather your bravery and move forward, disturbing the sediment so much that it forms a cloud of mud after every step. You run into the trees. Okay, so, do we, chat? Do we look around? Do we follow the voice? Or do we observe the tree crowns? What do we think, chat? I'm not going to get in trouble this way because Pyron, you know, Pyron's the stream team leader, so I can just be like, it wasn't my fault. No, I will ask them. I mean, on the one hand, I don't want to keep asking them for everything. On the other hand, you know, we are sponsored by them, and this is helpful for us because, you know, I think we've been running a pretty damn good campaign with the great players that we have. So, and we've got, yeah, and there's stuff that could be used there. Tales from the City and Tales from the Dungeon are both pretty cool. So, anyway, and it's a good product. I mean, it really is. It's a good system. So. So I may double check and see whether or not that's something we could get sent out our way. Okay, last call. I look around, I follow the voice, or I observe the tree crown. Suddenly I'm thinking of that Lizzo song. I put my hair down, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Observe the tree crowns. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, $. Vote. Okay. Going once. Going twice. Okay. I observe the tree crowns. You move deeper in, but your clothes turn every step into a struggle. You don't spot anything peculiar among the branches until your eyes land on an unusual gray bird, which seems to open its beak just at the same time as you hear a painful shout. A dark shape is descending toward you from the very same tree. Oh, man. Wow, chat. Okay. I catch it. I strike it. I jump away. Or I examine it. What do we do, chat? Do we catch it, strike it, jump away, or examine it? Hey, Patry. Yeah, I don't know. It's... Catch it, strike it, jump away, examine it. Catch it, strike it, jump away, examine it. Psh, psh, psh. Dance to the kid, dance to the kid. Dance to the kid, dance to the kid. Oh, geez. Also, look at this. Appearance. We smell of sweat and dirt. Our appearance is 0 out of 5. We're going to need to get seriously cleaned up after this, people. All right, last call, folks. We're tied right now. 3 for examine it, 3 for jump away. Yeah, it's been a little, it's been eventful, I would say, Patry. It's been eventful. You can do $ change vote, that's all one word, space, and then the number you're changing it to. $ change vote, space, and then the number you're switching to. All right, going once, going twice. All right, looks like I jump away is the will of chat. The beast pounce misses you. Whew. A dark furry creature gracefully lands in the water, partially turning around midair, but as it growls, it doesn't charge at you yet, maybe not expecting your swift reaction. Still moving and keeping my distance, I take a look at it. The cat's legs are bent, ready to jump, wide and muscular. Its eyes staring at you without a blink are round and yellow, with pitch-black irises in the center. It's waist-high, with its chin hanging just above the water, and a jaw that could bite off your limb in a heartbeat. It has short hair and whiskers and a nose as big as your hand. Even without the dirt, it's almost black, with glimpses of yellow that form a rose-like pattern on its sides and dots on its head. You can't see the creature's paws through the now clouded water. Yeah, it was the right call. That would have been a problem. The cat lets out a growl like a saw cutting a log. It's unscathed, confident. All right, chat. So now the question is, what do we do? Do we take a defensive stance? Do we run away? Or... if the human voice is still around, we try to focus on the human voice. It's a good thing we did jump away. Take a defensive stance, run away, or if the human voice is around, I try to focus on it. Chat is now getting a little nervous about this. Chat was like, you know, defensive stance time. El Gato. I faced you, El Gato. Yeah. I definitely don't. I think running away is going to be a problem because if we're going to do run through water. So I think defensive stance or human voice make the most sense, and I can see why the argument for defensive stance. All right, we're going to last call this. We're here, we're going to fight this thing, going to fight this cat, going to fight it now. Gonna fight this king, gonna fight it now. Oh yeah. We're gonna really fight this now. Alright, going once, going twice. Okay, let's take a defensive stance. When you hear the flapping of wings, it's already too late. Damn it. Bird talons sink into your shoulder, and once you get distracted, the cat darts forward, reaching for your thighs. You evade its first strike, but it then pushes your stomach with its huge paw, cutting through the armor. Before you can reach it with your blade, it's already out of your range. Your fine gambeson keeps you in one piece. Took a little damage, though. The gray bird also flies away, now circling around you, gracefully avoiding the tree trunks and branches. It has a red tail and a short, curved, vulture-like beak. It growls just like the cat did a moment ago when you notice the human screams have disappeared. So it's 2 against 1. The cat looks into your eyes, then roars. As it moves forward, you don't see any wounds on its shell. Its companion circles around you, looking for an opportunity to attack from above. Okay, we got a lot of different options here, chat. Bird and cat verse. Okay, so we can't rely on our gambeson in its current state. So, do we try to stay safe, looking for an opportunity to make a precise strike? Do we keep the beast at a distance, playing for time? Do we run away? Or do we attack the bird? Yep. Damn bird mimicked a human scream. And they're working together, too. I wondered a little bit about that because it did make this, like, shout of pain or whatever. So this is how it lures its enemies in, obviously. Oh, I'm glad that chat is all on the same page with this. That's great. I try to stay safe. I keep the beast at a distance. I run away or I attack the bird. Life of a Roadwarden, man. Take a look at the inventory. Two against one with a bird and a cat. 2 against 1. What do you think about that? 2 against 1, trying to make us feel bad. 2 against 1. Now I feel real sad. It's true. AME did win. At a cost, and it was pretty rough, but okay. Okay. Last call, last call. Okay, going once. Going twice. Alright, we're going to try to stay safe, looking for an opportunity to make a precise strike. The bird distracts you by pecking at your hair, jacket, and hands. You do your best to evade the cat's attack and then to strike it as it charges at you. You somehow avoid its claws and teeth, and your old axe cuts the beast's shoulders slightly. I get away from it quickly, then prepare for the next clash. The cat looks into your eyes, then roars. As it moves forward, you hardly see any blood on its shell. Its companion circles around you, looking for an opportunity to attack from above. Alright, chat, so same question. So we did hit the cat. We were okay ourselves. We did not get damaged. We did hit the cat. So, second round of combat here. This is actually our first combat, really, in this game. I try to stay safe, looking for an opportunity to make a precise strike, keep the beast at a distance playing for time, run away, or attack the bird. So you know the drill. $ vote space 1 for safe. Opportunity to make a precise strike. $ vote space 2 for keep the beast at a distance. $ vote space 3 for run away. $ vote space 4 for I attack the bird. Go pro tag, go tag, go. Go pro tag, go pro tag, go. Hero protagonist. Protagonist. You're gonna last call this. Okay. And, all right, we're going to try to stay safe. Here we go. The bird distracts you by pecking at your hair, jacket, and hands. You do your best to evade the cat's attack, then to strike as it charges at you, but your attempt fails miserably. It manages to reach your stomach with its claws, slashing through your jacket. Your gambeson keeps you in one piece. Struggling, I pushed away with my axe, then prepare for the next clash. Okay, so we got hit again. The gambeson, like, protected us again, but we've only got one more left on that. So, same deal, chat. That's obviously a dice roll. Depending on how we do, we may be more or less successful. So, you know, I mean, it was a bad roll, basically. Yeah, exactly, Patrick. So what do we do? You know the drill. Attack the bird. See, I can see the argument for attacking the bird. I don't know what to do about the cat, but maybe at least if we attack the bird, we have a better shot at hitting both of them. I don't really know. We don't have a crossbow, unfortunately, to hit the bird, so... It's a tough call, though, because we did hit the cat the first time. So I don't know. I need to roll better? Yeah, I know. It's a skill issue, Pyron. It's definitely a skill issue. Pyron, this is the Dark Soul of Roadwarden games. I just want to be clear. This is the Dark Souls of Roadwarden games. Okay, we're going to attack the bird. Last call, last call. I mean, we're going to attack the bird right now, according to the vote. All right, chat. If you've already voted or you're ready, let's get some hype going here. Can we get some hype in chat? Can we get some, if we got some hype, can we get some swords? Can we get some, like, fire? Can we get some, like, let's go. Let's take this bird out. This thing, we're trying to help people, and these creatures are trying to make it impossible for the Roadwarden. Let's go. Let me see those hearts. Let me see those swords. Let me see those shields. Let me see those, like, you know, hype. Let me see those kind of emotes. Let's go. Make it happen. For the burb. It is a distraction, that's true. I'll tell you, I'm not sure that Shovel Knight dancing is exactly that. There we go, see? That's what I'm good. There you go, that's good stuff, Echo. Oh, that's Frost's up. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, oh, that's from Frost's channel. Nice. And of course, I recognize Fifi. All right. Here we go, chat. The closest to a sword that you have is a hot dog? Okay. All right, here we go, chat. I attack the bird. You wait for the bird to dive at you, then take a swing, using your time to get further away from the cat. The blade sends the halves of the raven-sized creature into the water to the enjoyment of the local scavengers. We're just like, let's go. A few gray and red feathers are drifting next to you. It's what I'm talking about. It's suck it, bird. Woo. Woo. yeah. That's how you do it. All right, bird is gone. I raise the axe and look at the cat. The cat observes you with new respect, surprised that you're still standing. It looks at its dead companion and without a second thought leaps away, then partially swims, crossing the pond with a speed matching your palfrey's gallop. You consider following it, but after it reaches a tree crown with just 2 jumps, then gets to another one within a single breath, you wipe your forehead and turn away. Gasping, wet, and frustrated, you hobble back to the beaten path. Swift seems worried, and you try to ease its soul with a few encouraging words, hoping it will leave you alone for a minute. You consider washing your clothes, but you'd need a wash tub for it, if not a stream. You put on as many dry clothes as you can find, hoping your wet boots won't give you a cold. At least I know no soul is in danger. All right. The freaking coward runs away. Wait a minute. Where? I want to quick save this. So we have to travel. I just want to double check something. Okay, because we were going east. Right. You ride along shallow waters on one side and flooded trees on the other. I think this is the way to go. Because of the creepers. Yes, okay. You reach what seems like the end of the road. The turn south is already overgrown, most likely abandoned after it was devoured by the bog. But as you look north, you see a wide clearing that with time has become a meadow, and a lonely hut at the end of the often traveled path. I probably would have had what was left of my armor destroyed, Patria, I'm guessing. At first you ride down slightly, following the twisted trail. There's plenty of puddles around, as well as brown, gray, and purple grasses, but all of them are too short for any lurking predators, and the few foxes you see far away don't pay you any attention. You pass by the fresh tracks of heavy-hooved beasts, but spot no wild game in sight. Your ears can't free themselves from the birds, rodents, and dragonflies, along with the splashes of your soaked clothes slapping against your mount. We need to ride carefully. If Swift's leg sinks into the mud, it may get broken. We got a village, maybe. Oh man, we need a village in the worst way. The farther north you ride, the shorter the grass gets. These vast peat fields, broader than 2 or 3 villages, placed side by side, are many years old. The turf bricks surrounding the solitary hut are still fresh, drying in the late summer light. The scent of this area is like that of no bog you've ever encountered. Instead of a sublime aroma of healthy soil, it's intense, sulfury, leaving an almost sour taste on your tongue. The short scarp is dripping with water like a running sore of the earth carved with spade and muscle. The house, made of birchwood, dried turf, and a blanket of soil, is a structure you're not too familiar with, but you imagine its interiors are much smaller than they appear to be. The walls are a few feet thick to keep in the warmth, and such roofs tend to get soggy until they collapse after a decade or so. The only soul in sight is sitting on the bench, stuffing his mouth with fistfuls of green leaves that he takes out of a small basket placed on his knees. Okay, I introduced myself. For now, stay in the saddle. Still chewing, he mutters something in response, then shakes his hairy head, swallows, and puts the basket away. He stands up and takes a single step forward, approaching the edge of the scarp. His arms are entangled by green creepers, longer than he is tall. They rub against the ground after each step, and judging by the way they occasionally twitch, they're very much alive, even though you can't see where they originate from. It's like poison ivy here. Mr. Tibbs, the Roadwarden, he repeats, this time clearly. He moves his sealed lips left and right as if he's tasting your name, still not sure if he should swallow it or spit it out. Bathing in the bogs, I see, he mocks your wet clothes. Your face is familiar, but not this. He points at your mount, staring at it for a good minute. His voice is quiet and young, not older than 30. If you were standing next to each other, he'd be almost a head shorter than you, but for now he towers over you. He has sunken cheeks and sloped shoulders, and while his gray woolen robe was never pretty, it's now close to being a rag, and his sandals reveal long toenails. Okay, I observe more closely. His eyes are as brown and dark as the grasses of this very bog. His left earring is made of a tusk and a feather, while the right one is an hourglass made of silver, though a broken wing makes it all times tilted under its own weight. The leather strips on the wrists and ankles hold beads, pieces of amber, old game dice, and tiny skulls of birds and critters. Even more cords are hanging from his neck, some of them so long they reach his stomach. They carry countless amulets, some of them torn, dried, shabby, or fragmented, and you spot among them small boxes as well as leather made of wood and bone, as well as leather pouches which hide even more secrets. Were you here before? Mayhap I dreamt you in my sleep. His voice and look are absent. If so, I'm Thyrsus, the turf warden. Okay. So, we could be friendly, is warding turf difficult. We could be playful. I run my eyes over the wet scarp. Shouldn't you ward your home out of here? The earth beneath it's going to collapse. We could be distanced, dreamt. We could be intimidating. Wake up while I'm here, Thyrsus. We have things to discuss. Or vulnerable. I keep looking at the creepers dangling from his sides. I hope I'm not bothering you, warden. I need some guidance through these bogs. Okay, so let's load this. Let's fire this up. And here we go, chat. What are we going to do? Do we want to be friendly? Is warding turf difficult? Playful. Shouldn't you ward your home out of here, we'll say. Distanced. Say dreamt. Intimidating. Say wake up while I'm here, Thyrsus. We have things to discuss. Or vulnerable. I hope I'm not bothering you, warden. I need some guidance through these bogs. $ vote space 1 for friendly, 2 for playful, 3 for distanced, 4 for intimidating, 5 for vulnerable. We definitely need to get a boost on the Gambeson. The Gambeson needs to get restocked. We could probably stand to have some food, although we do have rations. We desperately need a bath. I mean, our appearance is terrible. So... not sure I understand why everyone is down on you for being, like, your appearance. Like, most of these people are not dressed in, like, some kind of city finery. And also, where am I supposed to get clean when I'm trying to go around and, like, keep the road safe, man? Trying to do what I can, trying to help the people. And you're worried about some dress code? Okay. Okay, hang on a second. Okay. All right, it looks like friendly is what we're aiming for. Last call, last call. Looks like friendly is where it's going to be. Going once. Going twice. Okay, friendly it is. Is warding turf difficult? Yep. He looks at you in silence, then yawns loudly. His teeth are yellow, but don't seem to be neglected, at least from this far. 'Tis hard, which is boring like a toad song. He sighs. You're off the main road, stranger. What for? Okay, so I'm going to ask questions here. So again, I don't have to ask chat this because we're just gathering information. Found a scrap of land I think may be cursed, though I'm not sure how to examine it. You saying the rest of the north isn't cursed? He lets out a chuckle, but seeing how you still wait for his advice, he raises one of his creepers and looking in the distance scratches it. I have no cure for that, but ask Eudosha, the witch from the other side of the woods far east. Mayhap she has a wand or something. Oh great, we have to go all the way east. Some plants are blocking the way to White Marshes. How about the road south from here? With a horse and no guide? You get swallowed in no time by monsters and the mud. He raises his hands, waggling his fingers as if he's casting a curse. My green pets keep the troublemakers away, but I can make an exception for a warden, one willing to prove they bring gifts, not troubles. Okay, what's the toll? He reaches out for his basket and places it on the lower edge of the scarp, crouching right behind it. You look inside. Indeed, it's filled with wild leaves, flowers, and berries. Give me enough for a day or so, and I'll bend the vines for a day. Or so. Okay, so we have all of this. We have these things that he's asking for. So we can ask him, because we can go back that way to the creeper, theoretically. Will a food ration be fine? Can you just take a dragon bone? Or I need to think about it. And we do have 5 food rations, actually. We do have how many dragon bones do we have? Do we not have any dragon bones? I thought we had a dragon bone. Maybe we sold it already? So it might be that all we have is food. So anyway, $ vote space 1 for food ration. I don't think we have a dragon bone, so we may just need to skip that. We might need to go with $ vote space 1 for food ration or 3 for think about it. If you answer 2 dragon bone, I mean, I can try to ask him and see, but the place in question is down here. Where are the creepers? Where are they? Here. This place. That blocks the road to the deeper bogs. Good morning, Fractal Mind Mike. Someone was just looking for you, Mike. Someone came in and was like, is Mike on this channel? And I was like, not at the moment, but Mike is on the channel in general terms. He does stream on this channel. So there we go, chat. Do we say, will a food ration be fine? That's $ vote space 1. Can you take a dragon bone? I don't know that we have one, but you could at least say it if you want. $ vote space 2, or I need to think about it. $ vote space 3. Sleep well, Pyron. Yeah, I'm going to be with you folks for another 40 minutes or so. And then remember, Flayo's tonight with Soldier of Fortune. Not right after I get done. A couple hours after I'm done, I believe. All right. We have a tie. I'm going to last call this. There's our poll. Done in GOG colors again. Yep. So 3 hours, 36 minutes. That's about right. So I will need someone to break this tie. Either change vote, which is $ change vote space and then the number, or you could vote for the first time like Darcy just did. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay, food ration it is. Will the food ration be fine? Very fine, he licks his lips, and once he spots a piece of jerky among your gifts, he reaches for it right away. With a full mouth, he snaps his fingers and mutters something with satisfaction. All right. Deliver all by yourself? Yep. Warlocking, peddling, guarding turf. My tribe dug out what they can this summer. I just keep dragons away from squashing the bricks. Your eyes turn west, following the man's raised finger, and you indeed notice a distant trail of massive three-fingered footprints now turned into small puddles. They're as long as your torso with pointy claws, one of which appears to be broken at its tip. How do you avoid wild beasts? This is just me gathering info. 'Tis them who avoid this place. They're afraid of spears, my plants, and poisons. Seeing your frown, he raises creepers quickly, waving them like a dancer would scarves, yet his arms remain still. They're stronger than muscles, he simply explains. But still, I'm not much of a wanderer. I raise my chin. Did you choose to move to this field, or were you forced to do so? He reaches towards his chest, rubbing a small tusk nervously. One of us surely likes to ask questions while the other's got work to do. Is Pete really worth overseeing? He looks at the nearby bricks and frowns as if he's seeing them for the first time. Sure, kind of, I think. You ask him to tell you about them, but he admits it's the others who harvest it. I'm meant to pile it up all into rickles, he points at a small dolman-shaped structure. But I'm always so busy, he grins. You ask him what turf is good for, and he starts to tap his toes. You can build with it, you can burn it, add it to the soil, and it's great for smoking meat. We used to dig it slowly and barter for stone and timber, but we changed our ways. Have anything to sell, Warlock? We got a trader. He eagerly smiles and steps away, reaching to the doorknob with his right creeper. Odds and ends? Want to buy a hook? Ventures love those, and I've got it for cheap. He doesn't give you time to respond. On most days, I brew and mix stuff of poisons and medicine if one's desperate enough to cross the bogs for it. I have one that withers plants, and the one that kills worms and bugs, and the one that keeps flies away for better health. You pause. You're quite sure you're more than capable of making all the balms and powders he just mentioned on your own if you had an alchemy table at hand. You mention it and he huffs loudly, already standing in the threshold. You're not touching my tools, Warden, but I may have some woundwort or marshables for you, and there are mushrooms in the bogs. Let's see what he's got. Emoji back again. More hidden gems. Halo for the Xbox, Half-Life and PC. Hello, Fleet Admiral. All right, so this is what we've got. We've got the withering dust. That's a poisonous yellow dust that withers the plants. That could be good against those creepers, I guess, although he did something where the creepers will stay away for now. The sting ointment, that ointment keeps insects away. That was that place that we crossed where we had to cover ourselves with clothes. A jar with a bug-killing ointment. That also repels bugs. And then this thing, a bone hook. 3 connected bones meant to be used as a grappling hook. Problem is we can't afford any of it. We only have 1 gold, so... have you got any ingredients I could use? We do have ingredients. Black woundwort, healing potions, marsh bules, powdered basalt, blinding powder. This is all useful and we could get it. The problem is just we need an alchemy table. And more importantly, we only have the 1 gold. So, yeah, I could see that being a little problematic. So quick vote, chat. $vote space 1 means we buy black woundwort or marsh bules. $vote space 2 means we save our money. Because we've only got 1 gold, so $vote space 1. And actually I just realized Dragonbone, I'm foolish. I just realized Dragonbone is their money. So that was silly. Anyway, $vote space 1 for 1 Dragonbone, $vote space 2 for $vote space 1 to buy one of these things, $vote space 2 to save our money. Because it looks like also it's ingredients for healing potions, but not actually itself a healing potion. Now, we are alchemists, but we don't have an alchemy table yet. So there's that. And it looks like... use your alchemy table would be really useful. Okay, we'll see. Okay. Gonna last call this. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Gonna save our money. I agree with that. Can I use your alchemy table? Of course not. He spares you an incredulous glance. What would I do without it? If you've bones to spare, take them to Foggy by the Northern Road. She brews hard drinks, may let you play. Interesting. Foggy by the Northern Road. Okay. Okay, so the creepers have now been cleared, chat. And he said he would do it for like a day or so. So, let me quick save this. We've done as much as we can do with him. So, we have a couple of choices. We could go back to the creepers while we have the chance and go southeast, which is supposedly, I think, where a village is too. We could, or actually one of the villages. We could go directly east here. That supposedly also has a village. Or we could try to go all the way back to Howler's Dell, which is 3 hours and 15 minutes. We have time to do it, but it's going to use up most of the day. Or we could eventually go east, but it'd be too late to explore that area. So So the choices are, let me put these down. Choices are, go southeast through creepers, because the creepers have now been freed up, at least for a short period of time. We could go east to, what is it, White? Or go south to Howler's Dell. There are your choices. So choice number 1 is go southeast through the newly opened creepers. Choice 2 is go east to White Marshes. Choice 3 is to go south all the way back to Howler's Dell. This is going to take a long time, 3 hours and 15 minutes to get down here. This is, the creepers are 45 minutes, that's pretty close. And then the village, also 45 minutes up and then over. And again, I don't know that the creepers are going to be open tomorrow. We just gave the guy food. So be aware of that this creeper thing may be time sensitive. So there's that. Just be aware of that. Yes, probably true, Zephyr, actually. Although I was just glad to see there's been a lot more variety in the music since we got up here. There were a couple of things, I think it was south of Howler's Dell, where it's just like, oh my goodness, please give me something different. So. Oh, yeah? Yeah, no, it's good. It's like very, that ambient stuff that you got going on. Last call, last call. Okay. Going once. Going twice. All right, sold. Southeast through the creepers it is. The road twists between the flooded purplish grasses. The field ahead of you is still green, bearing the second sowing of broad beans, maybe the third one if the land allows it. The workers ignore you. Oh, it's the necromantic village. Some of them are nothing but bones. Some carry scraps of flesh wearing them like forgotten rags, and others look almost human as if they were awoken right after death. Okay, now let me just double check because there was a necromantic village. Where is it? Quests. Right, a large village that repeatedly uses necromancy, though it's forbidden by law and can be extremely dangerous. So we had to take a look at this village, so this is good. Most of the witless shells move around piles of soil, carry wooden logs, or dig in the ground with their bare hands, but there are also those with considerable abilities. They use pitchforks, hoes, and splitting axes, and confidently cross the uneven ground. There's only a few breathing souls in sight. They observe your passing, but keep their distance. Alright, chat, so $vote space 1 means we keep the blade at hand, just in case. $vote space 2 is they aren't attacking me, so I don't need to be afraid. The people who live here seem to have everything under control. $vote space 1, I keep the blade at hand just in case. $vote space 2, aren't attacking me, so I don't need to be afraid. People who live here seem to have everything under control. I'm just glad that we made our way to a freaking village. I guess they shouldn't be too upset with us being dirty and all, since we're literally in a village of undead. Yeah, I think the deal is it's hard to say, Mike. I mean, like I don't know. My sense is that we're supposed to investigate this village, but part of the questions that are answered here are part of world building too sometimes. So it's kind of like there is no wrong answer, you know, it's just kind of building the character that one wants. Really. Okay, Last call, last call. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay, option 2. They aren't attacking me. I don't need to be afraid. People who live here seem to have everything under control. The guards let you in without questioning. The entrance and the wall in general were recently constructed, though are still not finished. There will soon be yet another gate, allowing for trade and conversations without opening the village to danger. Just like in the fields, the work is divided between the undead, who carry bricks and take care of the most thankless tasks, while the locals cut rocks and spread mortar. The difficult past is still carved in the villagers' gaunt faces and crude outfits, and their brief glances show little curiosity. A few of them are sharing a meal right next to the well, and the victuals in their baskets consists of green leaves, fruits, eggs, and cuts of roasted meat. The food of foragers. You're told to wait here for the mayor. Don't roam on your own. The guard's voice is harsh despite the stutter. I tether Swift at a small shed. The man shows up soon after with a careless saunter, and he hardly spares you a look, instead staring at your palfrey. A rider from the forest garden and still in one piece. Not scared of the bogs nor our green wall, I see. But I still don't know who you are, stranger. His stature would be considered average in most villages, but in comparison to the rest of his tribe, he's portly, muscular, tall, and with a large, square face. His hands are resting on the shaft of the poleaxe placed across his shoulders, making him seem even larger. His long, straw-colored beard is shabby and makes his bald head look shiny. You can't really tell how old he is, though you see no wrinkles. Just like the others, he's wearing prominent charms favoring tiny figurines of animals made of bone and wood. Only one of them is hanging from his neck, a silver amulet portraying the head of a moose with large antlers. While valuable, it looks older than the other critters and quite crude in form. Introduce myself. He sizes you up. And I'm Helvius. Who let you in? Was it Thyrsus? He's as much a gatekeeper as a fly is a warden to a piece of shit. He gives you a telling frown. Well, well, well. Okay, so here's the question, chat. Here are our options. We have friendly, which is I'm not one to badmouth others behind their backs. Playful, which is who knows, I half whisper. Maybe I got here all by myself, chopped those creepers into a salad. So there's that. Choice 3 is distanced. I'm sure he realized I may be of use here. $4, intimidating as I smile, watch your tone. 5, vulnerable, I shrug, he could tell I won't hurt you. So, vote space 1 for friendly, vote space 2 for playful, maybe I got here all by myself. $vote space 3 distanced, sure he realized I may be of use here. $vote space 4, watch your tone. $vote space 5, he could tell I won't hurt you. Alright chat, what say you? Get your votes in now. $vote space 1 for friendly, 2 for playful, 3 for distanced, 4 for intimidating, 5 for vulnerable. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you can do, go ahead and vote now, Zephyr, if you haven't before. Because you voted just before I put the vote up. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Oh, right, the whole, like, don't do it again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't spam. Okay, I'm going to last call. Going once. Going twice. Okay. So friendly it is. I'm not one to badmouth others behind their backs. Did I ask? He raises his chin and starts to twist his wrist, spinning his weapon slowly. No city folk will tell us what to think. Take a good look around while you can. White Marshes isn't for strangers. The turf houses are old, covered with lush grasses and flowers, and you can't imagine any large family fitting inside such small, one-chambered huts. The alleys are so narrow that only one cart could squeeze through them at once. Your boots have sunk into the mud. The square is covered with deep boot prints. The nose of hammers, shouting, wood splitting, and the shuffling of undead legs pierces through the constant buzzing of insects. Swift snorts, hunting down flies with its tail. I notice that there's only one elder in sight, and he's observing me. He's standing on the top of a wooden platform by the building that's unlike any other in the village. His eyes are keen. The left one is dark, the right one is gray, bright. His head and face are shaved, and his simple undyed robe is in even worse shape than the outfits of his tribesfolk. Once Helvius realizes what you're looking at, he lowers his weapon and clears his throat like a boy caught red-handed. The elder walks away, holding a walking stick with one hand and touching a wall with the other. Arrentius, says the mayor, the priest of our fellowship and the one who saved our people. He raises his hand, pointing at the dead shells bustling around the construction site. All right, time to gather some information, chat. Is Asterion around? Huh? Why would he be? You pay attention to his confident stance and strong voice with its usual hint of disdain and spot no sign of a lie. He's hardly ever been here. I've no need of wardens. You say you know nothing about Asterion, but people claim he was close with your tribe. Helvius begins swinging his axe left and right, the heel of the haft now resting in the mud. Trying to recall the past, he makes a puzzled frown. Know what? I was told he met with our warlock often, who knows why. Ask him if you must. Okay, that's interesting. So... let's see. Trying to find here. What does the archive say? Find the Roadwarden. The journal was updated. Why did I not see any difference in it? Oh, told you to speak with Thyrsus the Warlock. Okay. And I think Thyrsus is back at the... Isn't Thyrsus back at this gate? I think he's back at the gate, which we already talked to him about that. Were you recently bothered by any highwaymen? He reaches for his hair so quickly that it makes you flinch and then scratches his head gently. And if so, we deal with them on our own without some warden's help. According to what an old druid told me, the highwaymen bother you much more severely than you lead me to believe. So you're bothering other people with these questions as well? He scowls at you but carries on. Glaucia's angry with us. Took our food and tools, beat our foragers, broke our traps. But we don't need a stranger's guidance. Okay, let's find out more about White Marshes. Don't bother both us and yourself. The tribe's been taming the bogs for 5 generations, but the fields, he moves towards the gate as if you had no opportunity to see them before, are from a few seconds ago thanks to Arrentius. We used to live on berries and meat, selling peat and timber, but soon we'll need no outsiders. After all these years of feeding our blood to Saurians, Legions, and merchants, better days are coming. We made them come, and we deserve them. He fondly wipes his blade with his thumb, then clears his throat, if the right allows. So you want to separate yourself from the other settlements? The tribe's little iron and bones struggle more and more. We're getting ready to welcome plunderers the way they deserve, it's all. Our palisade wasn't enough. All this, he waves at the wall and his voice is full of pride, was built in not even 2 years. Can you believe? You glance at a yellowish skeleton that carries 2 large rocks, each too large for any human to lift on their own. I look at the undead workers. They don't bother you? I used to listen to stories about them as a kid. He nods for you to follow him. But Arrentius taught me they're no different than boars in fire. He dashes forward and swings his poleaxe, bashing a skeleton's shoulder. The arm sinks into the mud, while its owner, a bit awkwardly now, keeps trying to climb up a ladder. Helvius bursts into laughter and the locals look away without a word. See? He continues, leading you back to the well. All you need's control. Look there! He points at a dead shell with remains of flesh on its chest and head. There's a white and brown sparrow sitting on its shoulder, preening its feathers. Even beasts know they've got not a thing to worry about. The Awoken are now like they were yesterday, like they were in spring, like they were a year ago. Leave worrying about them to idiots and Unites. Interesting. Like to speak with Arrentius. As he straightens up, the moose head in his chest bounces enthusiastically. You and many others, but he's swamped by his work, and we've enough threats in the shadows already. If he decides you're trustworthy, he may speak with you once, but why would I even ask him? Alright, chat, so what do we say in response to this? This is not just gathering information. Do we say I need his guidance? Do we say I want to hear Wright's will? The guy did just cite White. Do we say I must convince him that these undead ought to burn in a pyre? Or I just want to meet him, he sounds like an unusual soul. What's it going to be, chat? $, vote space 1 for I need his guidance. $, vote space 2 for I want to hear Wright's will. 3 for I must convince him these undead ought to burn in a pyre. Or 4 for I want to meet him. He sounds like an unusual soul. He did mention Wright's will, this guy specifically. I have a feeling saying, oh, these undead need to burn in a pyre is not going to get him to bring us to him. And maybe I want to meet him as too, like, non-committal? I don't know. But yeah, you know, Wright's will. I want to be down with Wright. I want to hear the right stuff. I want to know what's right and wrong. Also, this village is hella creepy. Can I just say? This village is super creepy. Oh yeah, I just got a bunch of undead wandering around. Like you do, you know. Just have some undead. Doing undead things. Like, okay, chief. Right? Like, just... It's not even what they're doing, it's just their attitude about it. Like, he's just kind of like, oh, it's fine, you know, these things are fine. Like, they're fine? Going once. Going twice. Oops, sorry. And... okay. Want to hear Wright's will. You're at the right place, but at the wrong time. One day all provinces of the land will learn what was revealed to the prophet. He spreads his arms, holding the poleaxe like a staff. Ride away to the villages, to the city. You'll all hear Wright's words soon enough. He doesn't trust me enough to let me see Arrentius, okay? Shall we trade? We need what we have, but I'll take a look at what you're bringing if you seek bones. He glances at an undead. I nod toward my bundles. Go ahead. He points his blade at the only thing that interests him, the quarrels. Okay, so we could sell him these quarrels. We only have one of them. We could sell them if we wanted a little extra money, chat. Or we could say no. So quick vote here. $ vote space 1 to sell him quarrels. We don't have a crossbow, so $ vote space 1, but we could get one obviously later. $ vote space 1 to sell the quarrels. $ vote space 2 to say not this time. $ vote space 1 to sell him the quarrel. $ vote space 2 to say not this time. More than, is that all we have? $ vote space 1 to sell the quarrel. $ vote space 2 not to. I mean, who knows what we'll get? I'm assuming we'll get like a coin or two for it. But it'd be nice to have a couple of extra coins instead of carrying around this quarrel that doesn't get used. Bow, 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 bow. All right, going one, and I'm going to last call this first, actually. Last call this. What's up, Guy Shield? Going once, going twice. Okay. So there we go. You are going to sell it. I'll pay you for 3 with 1 bone. Oh, well, we only have 1. Man. All right. Well, that's too bad. Okay, so you hear a weak moan coming from the one of the houses. Okay, again, this is all gathering information. We've already talked to Helvius. I addressed the guards. People from the other tribes are looking for spouses. The taller gatekeeper gives you a long look. We need no matchmaker here. Our youth's work to do, only then they're free to go wherever they want. After you ask if the village is open to invite new dwellers, he snorts. You think they're going to move to the village of the dead? Good joke. Okay, let's observe the undead workers. Gathering info again. Not being allowed to leave the main square, you observe the shells walking through the gate or helping the builders at the wall. The skeletons are not at all complete. Some of them lack a rib, a foot, or a jaw. Many of their bones are cracked or broken and seem to be connected to each other with nothing at all, as if the pneuma that keeps them moving knows which parts should stay firm and which ones should twist or bend. Those that kept some of their skin and guts don't smell, rot, or bleed and make you think of dried meat. It's as if these scraps of flesh serve no purpose, and seeing how many of these laborers already have great holes in their stomachs or limbs with revealed bones, it could be that they are just in the middle of the process of becoming like their naked counterparts. The undead loyally fulfill their tasks. So far you've counted 5 people able to give them orders. Some do so by speaking out loud, while one woman simply looks at a shell no matter how far it is. The workers, while witless, maintain some sort of carefulness in their actions. They stop when someone gets in their way and use tools if they know how, avoiding pointless harm to their shells. There may be more than 50 creatures spread across and around the village, but you can't know how many you haven't seen yet. Many of the fresher undead are elders. Among the skeletons you spot some that used to belong to children, but none to infants. Alright, Chad, how would you ask this question? Would you answer this question? Would you say, maybe such young shells are too difficult to sight even for the locals? Maybe they are so different from adult humans that they can't be awoken. Maybe their shells are too weak to work or too dumb to listen to orders. What do you think is the actual answer, chat? Maybe such young shells are too difficult to sight. Maybe they're so different from adult humans they can't be awoken, or maybe their shells are too weak to work or too dumb to listen to orders. What do you think? $ vote space 1 for shells are too difficult to sight. 2 for so different from adult humans they can't be awoken. Or 3 from maybe their shells are too weak to work or too dumb to listen to orders. What do you think? Because they seem to be asking about why there are no baby zombies, basically. Chat is at the moment evenly split. Yeah, all of the above, I know. I certainly hope that the village would feel like it was one, but... What do you think, chat? We got a tie vote. We need some vote to win. $ change vote if you want to change your vote to one or the other. Or if you haven't voted yet, vote 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to last call this, but we do need this here. And we're coming close to the end of the stream, chat, as well. Although I don't think we have anybody left until... Hang on a second. Yeah. We don't have anyone after me tonight until Fleos. So I think 3 hours later, Fleos is going to be back with Soldier of Fortune. Okay, going once. Going twice. Okay. Maybe such young shells are too difficult to sight even for the locals. You hear a weak moan coming from one of the houses. All right, let's approach the well, still gathering info. The locals observe your hands carefully while you're drying the water. After you quench your thirst, you try to wash your face and neck, but one of the older women approaches you quickly, wagging her finger. We've not enough for this silliness, she rebukes you. Water your horse if you have to, but we need the rest for ourselves. The stern gaze of the other villagers leaves you no room for discussion. When I ask the guards if there's a room I could rent for the night, I guess. One of them sighs and tells you to wait where you're standing. After a few minutes, a group of locals approaches a more neglected turf house and starts to empty it. They take out old crates, rags, casks, bricks, then leave them by the outer wall, at least for now. "'Tis an old shed," explains the guard. "There, you won't bother anyone. We'll be ready before you need it." Okay, go to Helvius. Right. Okay, well, it's not, we can't actually go back there yet. So we have time to go one other place. So we basically have two choices here, chat. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. So back here is 3:15. So we have two choices. One, we go back to Howler's Dell, which is going to use up all our remaining time. Two, we explore up here, this eastern area, keeping in mind that we'll be able to get back here to sleep, in quotes, before the end of the evening. So, do you want to go back to Howler's Dell, or do you want to go down to Howler's Dell, or do you want to go east to this village over here? So, again, I'm going to do, and this will probably be our last choice of the evening. $vote space 1 means back to Howler's Dell. $vote space 2 means explore a little more because we've got white marshes here. One is Howler's Dell, 2 is explore a bit more because of white marshes. It's interesting. Well, I mean, if we get into a fight, no. But if we're just talking about time, you know, this is only like half an hour to get to wherever this next place leads. And we've got another 3 hours and 30 minutes. See, we can't really do anything around here right now because there's no place to sleep yet because they haven't, like, you know, so we could try to, like, eat a ration, you know, and try to nourish ourselves. We could do that and kind of burn a little bit of time, but it's still got 3.5 hours before dusk, so we can't actually, excuse me, sleep yet. I quick saved it. All right. People are feeling like Howler's Dell, huh? We definitely have expanded a lot of the area on this map, that's for sure. Okay, going once. No, last call here. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Howler's Dell it is. As you ride past the fields, one of the local farmers enters the road, gesturing for you to stop. He's holding a rusty sickle and carries a basket on his back filled with various weeds and a sharp club. His patched, worn tunic is neglected but fitting for a farmer. The lean years left his face skinny and his teeth crooked, but his sad eyes hold heartwarming kindness.
Hi there, Warden.
He has a thick local accent.
I've been wondering just now, there's a small matter, you see. Do you know how to read?
I used to be a scholar.
Fantastic.
He gives you a radiant smile.
Give me a few moments.
Without waiting for your response, he runs to the village and returns to you with a small sack in his hands.
How about you take a look at it?
He unwraps the package and reveals a large wax tablet made of bone.
There's a letter from someone I care about, but I'm not sure what it says. I'll give you a coin once you read it for me.
You take the tablet from his open palm. It's fancy, unlike the wooden ones. On its back, you find an engraving portraying a large furry beast.
Made from a troll's hip,
the farmer says proudly. You examine the confident, deep signs written in the wax. The letter is short. Valens, it starts. I couldn't bear another day in this nightmarish village. But now I don't have to. I've met another soul during my hunting trip south. We will start a new family. Goodbye. No signature. Wow. The man is walking in place, waiting for you to speak. All right, Chad, here we go. We do need the money. Why do you need my help? That's a pretty tablet. Yeah, that's rough. That's the worst Dear John letter I've ever seen. Dear Necromancer, I know what's in the letter. My baby, she wrote me a letter. Dun, 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 dun. Or do we want to lie? Okay. How do we go, chat? Do we say $ vote space 1, why do you need my help? $ vote space 2, that's a pretty tablet. $ vote space 3, I know what's in the letter. Or $ vote space 4, there's some letters here I can't decipher. Supposedly, he'll give me a coin once we read it for him. Allegedly. Why like such a cow? And this was us just heading to Howler's Dell. We just got stopped. This guy was like, yo, can you read? And I was like, yes. And I'm like, oh, dog. She sent you a Dear Farmer letter. Dear Valens. Dear Valens. It's not me, it's you. You gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. Think you know. We're covered in lies. And last call. Going once. Going twice. All right. Hate to be the messenger here, but I know what's in the letter. I know what's in the letter. He puts a hand on his forehead. You can't tell if it's a sign of relief or tension. Okay, Chad, here we go. $ vote space 1, we lie and say the letters are too distorted. No one could read what's in here. Or $ vote space 2, I repeat to him his husband's words. $ vote space 1, lie, the letters are too distorted, no one could read what's in here. Or $ vote space 2, I repeat to him his husband's words. Woof, this is like, it's kind of a rough ending right here. Yeah, probably Echo. It's possible that I might close the vote down a little later, so I might close it down on Friday instead. I haven't decided, but yeah. We didn't. It didn't say. So that's a good question. I don't know why. That's an assumption, I suppose, right? I kind of like that it's just thrown in casually, though. I have to say. Okay, going once. Going twice. Very honest chat. I agree with you, chat. At first he freezes, then gives a hateful look toward Orench's hut. He knew what this piece of shit did, he growls. He always asked to be heard, only to spread lies. Oh, no, that was the wrong accent.
He knew what his piece of shit did, he growls. He always asked to be heard, only to spread lies. Why do I need to find a stranger to hear the truth for once in my life?
His eyes get gentler once he looks at you, but you notice the tears in his eyes. His shaking hands offer you the reward.
Now, about the tablet. I don't want it.
He steps away.
You know what? Take this.
He pulls out a bone stylus that perfectly matches the colors of the tablet.
Together they'll buy you a few meals at a trader's stall. Good luck, Warden.
Wow, this guy. Man, this poor dude. The locals keep their distance both from you and from their undead workers. They don't have a chance to leave yet. You notice a skinny woman with a blue headscarf. She stares at your mount like a wolf at an elk. She moves away but meets your eyes and makes a smile like grimace, then leads you behind the empty animal pen, away from the guard's ears. Her gray hair, mostly covered, is deceiving. She's no older than 30, yet her face is marked by insect bites and pustule scars. She takes confident steps, even though she wears muddy foot wraps without boots and a worn, simple skirt. She squeezes the front of her scarf on her chest, shaping into something like a short hooded cloak. I agree, Gaia Shield. A warden, I heard? She answers your nod by pursing her lips. I need you to ride somewhere for me. Far away from here at the Eastern Road, there's an old bridge made from a single rock. She doesn't look away for even a single heartbeat. Her gaunt face is pale and makes her large gray eyes look as if someone took their color away. Beneath it there's a rock, and beneath the rock a purse with my savings. Bring it to me. Before you mention your reward, she starts to speak faster, giving the men at the gate a nervous glance. Half of what you'll find is yours. Bring me the rest. Okay, let me ask questions. Are you in trouble? She hesitates a bit too long. Of course not. A few dragons cannot bite, can they? Seeing the curious looks of the guards, she shakes her head and leaves you to yourself as she passes by a flesh-bearing undead. Alright, we got another quest, chat. Alright, Howler's Dell. You ride through the open gate, then swiftly dismount. Some of the locals greet you politely, but they keep their distance. After you notice your own smell and the dirt on your clothes, you no longer wonder why. You spend a few minutes with Swift, but before you reach the square, someone clears their throat. You turn toward a man in his 50s, with large hands, an elegant beard, and no hair. The stable master. He both introduces himself and answers an unspoken question. You frown, then realize that you indeed saw him before, and your palfrey was nicely taken care of during your first visit to the village. He wants us to pay him. There we go. Or rather, I'm wantin' when 'tis necessary, but I'd rather grind flour, he says with annoyance. You do not think your beast waters itself, brings itself fodder from a storehouse, and cleans its old shit, nay? Takes time and hay. If 'tis, he points to your companion, is nae gonna work for it, you better have a pouch at hand. You look behind you. The stables are not much more than an open shed with piles of planks, 2 donkeys, and a bunch of napping chickens. Would a dragon bone be enough? He nods. For one day, aye, that's fair. He looks around, rubbing his hands together. Ah, but chat, we have knowledge which gives us this opening. Come to think of it, it's an opportunity for the village. Horse manure makes for great plant food. You describe what you've learned during your studies, and the man stops paying any attention. Fine, fine, he sighs and turns around. I'll grab a shovel and a barrow. Hell yeah. Issue solved. All right, chat. It's too late for work. We've got about 15 minutes before dusk. We're going to have a lot we're going to have to work on next time. We've got sleep we'll be able to get. We opened up a lot of the map. I mean, that's the good news. We're not going to travel now, but we opened up a lot of the map. I think Effect Life said all this stuff north of here, so we explored all this. We found the forest garden. We found the white marshes. We found the peat fields, that guy. Found this gate. We beat that cat and that bird, so we did a lot of stuff today. But we lost 1 health. We lost 2 on our armor, and we are completely dirty and scruffy. And as far as money's concerned, we do have 2 gold as opposed to 1. We have 4 rations, but we got that troll bone tablet, and we'll be able to sell some stuff and whatever, and hopefully get more things. Hopefully we get a pretty penny for that troll tablet, we'll see. But right now what we have to do, chat, is we got to save, because the time has come. Yes, we've got to clean ourselves. That's going to be really important. Agreed. Good stuff. All right, and it says, by the way, in case you're curious, that we have now played 14 hours and 20 minutes of Roadwarden. So we have definitely gotten some use out of this game so far. Good stuff. That was a lot of fun. I had a good time with that. I hope you folks did as well. But now I'm going to go get me some dinner. And if you enjoyed yourselves, I hope you will follow the channel. I hope you will as well consider subbing to us here at GOGcom's channel. And I hope you'll consider clicking through and following us to our individual channels, because we have our own Patreons and subsystems and stuff like that as well. I will be back on my own channel on Friday with my Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, my tabletop role-playing game, kind of a hybrid of Dungeons & Dragons and Esper Genesis, a space opera. Very cool, kind of the spiritual successor to Expedition from the Barrier Peaks, which you may have heard. So very cool game coming up on Friday. And then Saturday night, it's going to be Christmas Eve, and it will also be a Ghost of Tsushima time over on my channel. Sunday, I'll have my own family stream that I do every year with my Mrs. Arv, Little Arv, and Mini Arv, all joining me to play a game and hang out with my chat. And otherwise, I'll see you folks after Christmas, next Tuesday back here for D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So that's going to be a good time as well. Of course, I want to thank, naturally, the amazing and awesome Effect Life, who is responsible for ArvBot Plus. So thank you for that, plus the themes and all of that good stuff. And otherwise, I'm going to see you folks back here, as I say, next week, Tuesday, for episode 356 of Pen and Pixels with D&D with GOG Ghosts of Saltmarsh, or on my own channel on Friday. Don't forget, tonight, in about 3 hours, a little less than 3 hours, we have our good friend Fleo's back here, who's going to be playing Soldier of Fortune. So you're definitely going to want to stop back here for that, for something completely different than what we've got with actually Roadwarden. But that's it for me. Thanks, everyone. Much love. And I will see you folks back here, as I say, next Tuesday or on my channel on Friday. Until then, and Roadwarden will be coming in a couple weeks from now. We will return to this game. But that's it for now. Much love all, and I will see you folks soon. Until then, for all who celebrate, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, later on, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus, all the good stuff for whatever you celebrate. And thanks all. I will catch you folks soon. But otherwise, bye for now.